Injury. He had gorgeous dish right there to Mobley, one of 3 assists in the game. Closing seconds of the first, Indiana got 50 bench points. Ben Shepherd, 3 right there, was tied at 32 after 1. Second quarter, Spida, the step-through move, 9 of 16 on 2-point field goals, smooth as Tennessee whiskey there. He was 5 of 13 from 3-point range. He had a game-high 17 at the half. Under a minute to go in the first half, Cavs up 18. Cleveland's so good on the glass. They had 18 offensive rebounds, 56-37 edge on the glass overall, 21 second chance points, most in any postseason half over the last 20 years. This was on the verge of a blowout, 66-45 at the half. Indy cut the lead to 11 at one point in the second half, but Mitchell, spin cycle, Drano. He went for 43 on the night, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, the 4th player to average 45 and 5 through 3 games. LeBron, MJ, and Jerry West, the others. We have a series again. Cavs win.
We don't want to go home. You know what I mean? Credit to them. They came in and stole 2 games on the road, so my biggest thing was, hey, we got to do the same. We accomplished 1 goal tonight, but the job's not finished. We got to go out there and find a way to get 1 on Sunday. But the biggest thing is we stuck together, and that's what it's going to take. And obviously, I mean, you got Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter back. It always helps, but you got to continue to stay at that pace, stay at that level. We didn't let up. That's the biggest thing. But when you got those guys back, especially on the defensive end, man, Evan Mobley's a monster, man. He's the defensive player of the year for a reason. DG being phenomenal, getting into the paint, finding guys. Dre being able to play defense and different things on the offensive end. So it's huge.
It was a very poor effort at the beginning of the game, through too many parts of the game. It's on all of us. We all own it. Pretty clearly, I didn't have these guys ready for this, so I take responsibility for that. Ty had a rough game. I got to do more to get him involved, get him shots, get him in better positions to, defend better, all those kinds of things. And if he was up here, he'd say, I'll be better. So he will, and I got to help him be better.
The key is they got to be better on the glass, too. But Donovan Mitchell was spectacular again. Back-to-back 40-point games. He joins LeBron as the only Cavaliers with consecutive 40-point games in the postseason. James did it twice, Nicole, most recently in the 2016 finals against Golden State.
Reunited with Kendrick Perkins. Look, speaking of being reunited, the Cavs were reunited with their starting 5. They are now back. When you watched how they played back together again, what impressed you the most?
Outside of Donovan Mitchell, let me start here and give Coach Kenny Atkinson some love, the coach of the year, right? That zone that he threw out there, he kept in his back pocket that disrupted the Pacers' offense and the Pacers' pace, starting with the defensive player of the year, Evan Mobley. He was so impactful on both ends of the floor. That was the reason that they got the win. Now, on the other hand, you look at it offensively, Donovan Mitchell is averaging over 40, right? Like taking it over in great fashion offensively, not waiting on nobody. He's saying, you know what, I got you. Get me to the 4th quarter, and I'm going to show you how we can close this on the road, how a franchise guy's supposed to close this on the road. And Donovan Mitchell, he's been spectacular throughout this whole series, but getting the others back, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, having those guys back in the lineup to be able to knock down or make some plays down the stretch is what got the Cavs over the and it's all about adjustments. And we saw him go deep in his bag with that zone.
We just showed the numbers.
Yeah, and not only did he go zone, but he put his defensive player of the year, a 7-footer, and Evan Mobley at the top of the zone, right? And then he's daring them to make threes, and he's cleaning up the glass because he's able to keep that double big lineup out there with DeAndre Hunter. And so when I'm thinking about this, I'm looking at it, I'm like, hell of a substitution pattern by Kenny Atkinson. He had a short leash with Ty Jerome. I believe Ty Jerome can't play in this series. But then going on the other side, Darius Garland. You cannot pick up that 4-5.
Exactly.
It was just crazy.
The Indiana Pacers have playoff high 5 different players averaging at least 15 points.
Yeah. 4 of them are shooting better than 50% from the field. The Indiana Pacers can play some basketball. You know, you don't look at guys and say, oh, my God, they're great, great, great. But they got a lot of really, really good dudes that have been here before. They were in the conference finals last year. They're ready to go. It's not going to be enough for Donovan Mitchell to explode. It's not going to be enough for Garland and Mobley and Hunter just to return. They have to give us some semblance of what we saw from them during the regular season in order to come back from this 2-0 deficit, because they're in Indiana, down 2-0. They're on the brink.
I agree with you. It's not all health, but it's a good chunk of health, I would say. Now, would they be up 2-0? Maybe not, but I think it'd be 1-1 if had Garland and Mobley
played in
Hunter
game.
played in the last game. I mean, they had that last game. I mean, credit to the Pacers. I know we're going to talk about Halliburton later, which he deserves it, by the way. But this guy matters. I mean, obviously, we know who he is. We know what he does. Evan Mobley. Garland, without Garland, the load on Mitchell has been tremendous. And he carried it as far as he got to the 1-yard line. And then he ran out of juice. He just couldn't get it over, and Halliburton had enough to make a huge shot. But Malika, the interesting thing is this is a Cavs team that shot second in the league from 3 the whole season.
Yeah.
They're shooting 26% in the series. You see another team that's relied heavily on threes. Boston Celtics shooting about 25%. When you shoot this many threes and you go cold, it's hard to win those games.
Take it from a guy who knows.
Well, we had
built
guys
a
that
dynasty
could make them.
shooting
Those guys
three-point
made
games.
their 3. And again, I joke a little bit. What I will say is it's different making a regular. You know this. Some guys can shoot in the regular season, and some guys can shoot in the postseason. It's not the same thing. It's not.
They lack toughness.
The Cavaliers.
Yeah, toughness. When you're trying to go win a championship, you need some goons. You need some bad guys. You need some guys that's gonna be instigators.
Draymond Green.
You need that. You need that. In 2008, we were crazy as hell. From myself to KG to Big Baby to Tony Allen to Eddie House, you can name it. We had guys that were going to start stuff every single game, that were going to touch you up. The Indiana Pacers got that, right? They got that in Aaron Nesmith, T.J. McConnell. Go pick you up full court. Go knock your hand down if you touch them. Who's doing that for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Nobody. Not even Donovan Mitchell. They got a talented group, but a bunch of nice guys. Nice guys don't get you championships. Nice guys do not get you championships. I'm looking for them to junk up the game some type of way. Play with some type of physicality. That's what they're missing.
Evidence, more direct evidence of what you're saying. Nesmith is shooting 56% from three-point range this postseason. Nembhard is shooting 50%. Siakam, 43.5%. When you got some goons on the other side, that don't happen. They're going to make sure they touch you. They're going to make sure they're going to put something on you to make sure you understand it's not going to be that easy. You ain't going to sit outside looking pretty, beating us from long range. We're going to get up in you. So I agree with Perk in that regard. I do believe that Cleveland